So here's what we're going to do. Today I'm going to basically finish off the class. What I did was I took a lot of your homework that was due this week and I pushed it back maybe 3 days. You're welcome. The reason being for that is because I plan up all of this stuff in advance, which is a good thing, right? I want to make sure that you have all of your homework up so you can see it, and it's not Mr. Dalday's fault for like trying to scramble at the last minute to make your homework and all of that kind of stuff. Mr. Dalday is on top of homework today, this week. But I pushed it back because for the last 2 Fridays, which is our hour and a half session that we usually can get, and I can get a lot of teaching done in that time, we haven't had any class because of Easter and Gritfest. So because of that, I've only been able to see you 1 hour a week, which is kind of not really good in terms of like being able to lecture to you guys. So that's why I moved everything back. Sounds good? So I pushed your homework back a little bit, but that doesn't mean you can slack off. Now, somebody asked me about Quad Part 3, and we'll take a look at it. Let's see. Did you guys have trouble with this one? Quad 7 Part 3? Okay, let's see. Well, somebody was asking me about it, so I figured I'd record a little video on it to try to help them. What is this parabola doing? And this is actually, to be honest with you, this Quad 7 Part 3 is actually stuff from like Quad 4, I think. Maybe not even Quad 4. Yeah, maybe like Quad 4. All right, so what this parabola is doing is it's being pushed up 3 and flipped upside down. Okay? The y value is going up 3 and it's being flipped upside down. So as far as the coordinates go, which it always starts at 0, 0, but since the y value is going up 3, it's going to 0, 3. Does that make sense? That would be where the vertex is located. I can do this thing without even graphing it. All right, the first x-intercept. Now, the x-intercept, it will cross the x-axis twice. And I guess the question is, where does it cross the x-axis? So if you want to find the x-intercept, you set y is equal to 0. And in this case, we don't see a y, but we do see an f of x, which is also the same thing as y. So then we can simply write down, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go over to the top. I'm going to go 0 is equal to negative x squared plus 3. If I want to solve that, let's see. All right. So we go negative x squared plus 3. If I want to solve that, I can simply do x squared equals 3. X is equal to the square root of 3. Are we cool with that? Everyone say yes or no or wrong. I don't get it. What's going on? All that good stuff. Okay. Wrong. In order to get x on this side, you had to take the square root of that and take the square root of that. But remember, when you take the square root of both sides, always remember to throw in that plus or minus in there. Yes, you need that plus or minus. Because if you think about it, think about this. If I were to graph this in my head, I would think it's a flipped upside down parabola that is at this point right here. Do you guys agree with that graph? And since it's a flipped upside down parabola, it crosses at 2 points. 1, 2. This would be the plus square root of 3. This would be the negative square root of 3. That's why you need the plus or minus, because you need to take into account both answers. If I ask you what are the x-intercepts, you should say square root of 3 and negative square root of 3. By the way, if you want to do, you would plug it into your calculator and you would get plus or minus 1.732. So that first answer is simply 1.732 and negative 1.732. All right. Someone was saying they are having trouble with this. I can't necessarily see how Maybe these later ones look hard. Let's try this one. All right. The vertex. The vertex of this thing, what is the 24 telling you to do to this problem? Go down 24. So, the vertex is at negative 24. What about the 9? What is the 9 telling you to do? Move to the left 9. Exactly. Even though it's a positive 9 and you would expect it to go to the right 9, remember, whenever going right and left, you do kind of the opposite of what you expect it to do. So you move it to the left 9. So your vertex is at negative 9, negative 24. I could do that without even graphing it. I mean, it's that easy in my head. Boom, I'm done. We cool? All right, what about the x squared part? What do you mean the square part? What do you mean by that? It'd be negative 3. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't see a negative 3 in here anywhere. Oh, are you trying to take the square root of it? You're saying the square root of 9 would be... No. That's not what you do. All right, here's the other thing that... no, that 9 is simply move it to the left 9, like Jillian said. Now, here's the thing about it, is... Oh, no, well, the square part, that x, this square thing right here, that basically tells you you're dealing with a parabola. Got it? All right. You know, to be honest with you, I'm thinking that this problem right here doesn't have a solution. I mean, if we were to go to, if you think about it, think about this. This parabola is facing which way? Upside down or right side up? Is it a happy face parabola or a sad parabola? I disagree. So if it's not a happy parabola, it's obviously a what? It's a sad one, yes. Why is it a sad one? Because of the negative. Yeah, because of the negative, yes. Not because both are negative. This negative 24 tells you to move it down 24. This negative tells you to make it a sad parabola. So because it's a sad parabola, it's facing upside down. But here's the thing. If I were to graph this in my head, I'm thinking that this graph would look something like this. It would go down 24, so way down here, backwards 9, so somewhere over here, and it's facing upside down. Right? So that kind of tells me, if I were to ask you what are the x-intercepts, I would actually say there are none. I mean, we could solve it mathematically. Negative 1/4 x plus 9 squared minus 24 equals 0. We could figure out when this thing equals 0. Add 24 to both sides, so we got 24 equals negative 1/4 x plus 9 squared. Divide by, or multiply by negative 4. So, it's, people, what is 24 times negative 4? That would be what, 96, I think? So it's negative 96 equals x plus 9 squared. Okay? All right. Then when we square root both sides, you have a problem. Did I teach you the imaginary number yet? No, it's not 3.14. It's not pi. Did I teach you the imaginary number yet? I? Okay, no. I don't think I did teach you the imaginary number, so for now, you would have to say there is no such thing as the square root of 96. Or, I'm sorry, the square root of negative 96. Because there is no such thing as a square root of a negative number. So the answer is not applicable, or no answer. So the way you throw that into your answer over here is just type in NA for both. NA, NA. Are we cool with that? Hopefully if I submit this quiz, I should get 8 points. I got 5. Why did I get 5? Huh. Well, that's a problem. Oh, how come I put N over here? I thought I put negative 24. Oh, oops. Sorry, that was a mistake. Yeah, but what about this one? Plus or minus 1.732. Tell you what, let me go edit this quiz and see what I put the answer in as the answer. Zero, 3. I put 1.73. Oh, wait a second. Did I? Oh, that's junk. Sorry, you guys. Anyway, the reason why I got this one wrong is because I put 1.732, and the answer is supposed to be 1.73. I rounded it off. I apologize. I'm sorry. You're right. I don't know how to make it put it in so that it will give you, credit for either. I guess you just have to try it again and put that in correctly. Got it? I guess I should specify which I will. Why don't I do that now? I'm just going to add a question in there that says round everything to the nearest hundredths. That's this is round everything to the nearest hundredths place. So I'm going to put that at the top. Cool? Alright. So now you know. You have no excuse. Alright, cool. Let's go on to talking about what we really need to talk about today. Because we're running out of time. And I did some of your homework for you. So you guys should be happy, right? Yeah. All of my quizzes should have unlimited attempts. Okay, so let's do this one. Let me stop the video and do this one again.